Hola chicos, hoy es martes el 30 de marzo de 2021. Para empezar, por favor, review your Quizlet 2.2 for 5 to 10 minutes. That has your classroom vocabulary on there. And looking back through the old Spanish exams, they expect you to know those words. So definitely will be helpful if you review that, or at least I assume. One thing I do want to review is parts of the body. I don't think we've really learned too much about that. And also I wrote in a question, or I typed in the question word rep link for you guys so that you can review like donde is where, porque is why, cuál is which, qué is what. If you can't, for some reason, access that rep, maybe your computer blocks it, then just type in a search browser Spanish question words and you'll be able to review it just as easily there. Now, really quickly before I jump into the lesson today, I want to tell you guys some parts of the body in Spanish. Now, this is actually something that I teach my 7th graders. I teach an intro course here for 6 weeks. Some of you may have taken it in the past. But I don't really cover it too much in Spanish 1. However, reviewing past exams, I saw that some of these were expected for you guys to know. So, let's go over the main ones. La cabeza, that's your head. That's probably one of the main ones you need to know. El ojo, that's your eye. So plural would be los ojos. So we have la cabeza, los ojos. And then your arm is el brazo. El brazo. Your hand is la mano. Very important that you know this one. La mano. Now you can see this is kind of an irregular noun because it ends in an O, but it's feminine. So that's one of those ones you have to memorize. It's just out of the ordinary. So we have la mano, el brazo, la cabeza, y los ojos. All right. Now our legs are la pierna or las piernas. And finally, our feet are los pies. Now, I know it looks like it says el pie, but please never ever say el pie. It's el pie. El pie. So again, cabeza, ojos, brazos, manos. Then we got our legs as piernas and our feet as pies. If you like the song Head, Shoulders, Knees and Toes in Spanish, it's cabeza, hombros, rodillas, pies, rodilla is your knee. Cabeza, hombros, rodillas, pies. So anyway, just wanted to give you guys that quick mini lesson before you guys take it. Again, I'm sure there'll be plenty of vocabulary words on the National Spanish exam that we haven't learned yet. So that's why we're just reviewing mostly what we have learned so you guys can be prepared as possible for what we've already gone over. All right? So what I want to do today is let's look at some reading comprehension questions of a past exam. Again, this is the part that I think might frustrate you guys because not all of these words we have learned. So here's my advice for you guys. My advice is to not focus on what you don't know, but focus on what you do know. Coming into this class, you probably didn't know much more than hola amigo and adios and buenos dias. Okay, maybe you knew some colors, but there's a lot that we've learned this year, and that's awesome. And you can find those things in every single one of these questions. Okay, so let's look at some of them. And another strategy I have for you guys is look at the question that they're asking you before you read the excerpt. Like, for example, let's look at number 1 together. So your school is getting ready to choose pen pals, and your teacher has received the following email describing a student in Argentina. So before I take a look at this Spanish, I'm going to look at what do I need to answer. Now, all of these are going to be multiple choice. Who would most likely be a good pen pal for Sebastian? So going into the reading, I know that that's what I have to look for. Hola, me llamo Sebastián. Soy de Buenos Aires, Argentina. Soy un estudiante bastante bueno, pero a veces un poco perezoso. So far, we know most of this, right? We haven't learned the word bastante, but don't get hung up over that. Just think, I am a student something good. All right, well, I'm a good student. Pero a veces un poco perezoso, we've learned that that means lazy. And un poco is a little. Okay, so we're thinking so far, okay, he's a good student, he's a little lazy. Soy inteligente y me gusta aprender cosas nuevas. Soy muy cómico y me gusta contar chistes. So here we know most of this. We don't know what me gusta contar chistes is because we haven't learned it yet, but we do know what soy muy cómico means. I am very comical. I'm very funny. And we've learned I am intelligent and I like to learn new things. So who would most likely be a good pen pal for Sebastian based on what we know from this passage? Someone who's serious. He said he's intelligent and he likes to learn new things. He's funny, so maybe. Someone who likes music. It didn't say anything about música. Someone with a sense of humor. Well, it says soy muy cómico, so that could be good. Someone who is athletic. He didn't say anything about sports. So the one that I would choose is this one because it was I can directly point to something in the paragraph that corresponds. Soy muy cómico, so he probably wants someone with a sense of humor if he's very comical or if he's very funny. Another strategy could be, chicos, if you want to look at your answers before you read it and think of what are the keywords I'll be looking for. So if I see here, I'll be like, okay, estudiante serio, música, cómico, and atlético. Those might be some words I'm looking for in here. Again, just different strategies. You can choose what works for you. Let's scroll down and look at number 2. You're going to study in San Jose, Costa Rica. Your host brother has written a note telling what there is to see and do in the city. So again, I'm going to read my question first. According to the selection, where do the kids most like to spend their time? So I'm thinking of los niños, right? The kids. The zoo, the park, the museum, the theater. Okay, we have museo, teatro. We haven't learned the word for zoo in this class, but we have learned parque. So we know 3 of the 4 answers. En nuestra ciudad hay un lugar interesante en el centro de la ciudad. En el parque hay museos, alright, museos, donde tienen varias exposiciones. Oh, un momento. I just had to cut the video because a student came in. Where were we? So, I think we were right here. También hay un zoológico con muchos animales. Cerca del zoológico, so we, context clues, right? Zoológico, we can figure out as a zoo. Hay un teatro, un cine frente a la Plaza Vieja. So far we've mentioned zoológico, teatro, cine, y también el museo. So we've mentioned all 4 of these things, but we have to figure out where do the kids most like to spend their time. A los chicos jóvenes, okay, that should send a little alarm to us. Los chicos jóvenes. We know the word joven means young. Chicos means boys, but it also can just mean kids. So los chicos jóvenes, the young kids, les gusta pasar un rato en el parque donde es posible tomar un helado o una bebida con los amigos. So this is the sentence we're looking for. The young kids like to spend time in the park where it's possible to eat an ice cream or drink a drink with friends. So tomar here is just saying like take in, to eat, or to drink. Okay. So we're going to say it's the park. Now, chicos, if you don't really remember some of these words like viejo, joven, etc., I would definitely suggest looking over Quizlet. I think 2.1 is going to help you with that. All right, let's look at number 3. Marisa has written the following email to her friend about some upcoming plans. Again, looking at the question first, when is Alfonso's birthday? So think to yourself, okay, how would I say Alfonso's birthday in Spanish? El cumpleaños de Alfonso. Let's see. So let's read the passage. Es lunes 11 de enero. Mañana pensamos ir por la tarde al cine para ver la nueva película. El miércoles vamos a estudiar porque el jueves tenemos un examen de la clase de historia. So far, we're not talking about anyone's birthday. We haven't seen the word cumpleaños, so we can just kind of skim this. El 15 de enero es el cumpleaños de amigo Alfonso. Now, what if you didn't know that birthday was cumpleaños? Well, you could think año means year. Cumplear sounds kind of like complete, so complete a year. But also, we are thinking birthday is a date, right? So look in here for a date if we don't know that cumpleaños means birthday. We see el 15 de enero, we know that's the 15th of January. Va a tener una fiesta muy grande con sus amigos. No puedo ir porque tengo que pasar el fin de semana con mi familia. Okay, so far we're honing in on this sentence. The 15th of January is the birthday of my friend Alfonso. But the question is asking, what day of the week is it? So that's when we have to consider our context. So we go back up to the top. Hoy es lunes el 11 de enero. Today is Monday, the 11th of January. If you don't remember your days of the week, chicos, I linked Lección Preliminar for you on Monday's slide. So the 11th of January is Monday. So the 15th of January is going to be what? So we have the 11th is Monday, the 12th is Tuesday, the 13th is Wednesday, the 14th is Thursday, and the 15th would be Friday. So that's what we're going to click. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. All right. So as you can see, it's not necessary to know every single word. You just have to do your best, pick out the words you know, and give it your best shot. Now I'm going to scroll down to number 6. I chose this one because this is going to be challenging for us because there's so many words in here that we haven't learned yet. But the good thing with Spanish is that there's so many cognates. So when in doubt, just guess based on what it sounds like, all right? So you're researching animals on the internet when you came across this text. What's the purpose of the text? Okay, so we're reading it. Los mamíferos viven en muchos lugares. Well, we know we're talking about animals, and we're reading mamíferos, so we have to think, what does that sound like? Make your best educated guess. And you can guess based off context clues. We have los gatos, los perros, so we know cats, dogs, las jirafas, that sounds like giraffe, leones sounds like lion, los monos, we probably don't know what that means, but it looks like monkey, y las llamas son ejemplos de mamíferos, so we know that all of these are examples of mamíferos. So all of these are mammals, mamíferos, mammals. So we might think, okay, we're probably talking about mammals. Los mamíferos tienen la sangre caliente y son animales que alimentan sus bebés con leche. So a lot of words we don't know. But we see here that we're talking about bebés. That sounds like babies. Con leche we know is milk. So we're probably talking about how mammals are feeding their babies with milk. Los mamíferos también son animales cubiertos de pelo. So we're probably not sure what that means. Pelo, I'll just tell you, is hair. But again, even if we don't know what that means, we'll go based off this sentence. All right, so what's the purpose of this text? Give characteristics of mammals, to describe what mammals look like, explain where mammals live, and to list types of mammals. Well, we definitely listed types of mammals up here. Did we say where mammals live? We said viven, they live in muchos lugares. They live in many places. But it didn't really go into detail, so it's probably not that one. To describe what mammals look like, did they really describe what mammals look like? Again, a lot of these words we haven't learned yet, but we know we're talking about milk and babies. To give characteristics of mammals. This would probably be the best answer because we know we're talking about they live in many places. They give us some examples, talking about how they feed their babies with milk. And then this one, we're saying they are animals something. Now this says covered in hair. We probably don't know that based on what we've learned from this class, but we know that we're saying what the mammals are. So this would be our best guess. Okay, so hopefully all this to say, chicos, I'm just giving you this example to tell you Don't be discouraged if you come across a question like this and you think, oh, that wasn't in any of our Quizlets. Because you can use cognates, right? Mamíferos, mammals. You can use what we've learned so far, and then you can just focus on what you do know to make your best educated guess. Last one for reading comprehension, then we'll move on to listening comprehension. While reading a newspaper in Dominican Republic, Jose Antonio reads the following advertisement. ¿Te gusta el béisbol? ¿Quieres ver un buen partido? ¿Dónde? ¿A qué hora? ¿Quiénes juegan? No preguntes más. El sábado a las 12 de la tarde, los Toros de Este juegan contra las Águilas Cibaeñas. Okay, so far this is a lot of words. Well, let's pick out what we do know. We're asking if you like baseball. Do you want to see ver a good partido? I don't think we've learned the word for partido yet, so we'll just skip that. Donde, we reviewed our interrogative words, means where. A qué hora, we know means at what time. So here it's telling us when, el sábado, what time, a las 2. Okay, so we're focusing on what we know. El partido va a ser, we know ser means to be, and we know this is an ir a infinitive, so that's near future. Going to be en la ciudad, in the city de la Romana, en el Estadio Francisco Micheli. Para comprar, comprar we know means is to buy. Entradas, we've learned that is tickets, and then it gives us a number. Okay, so we're focusing on what we know. What is the purpose of this advertisement? Advertise a website? I didn't see anything that looked like a website. Provide a telephone number to a new sporting goods store. It did give me a telephone number. To promote a baseball game this upcoming Saturday, it was El Sábado, and it was talking about baseball. To publicize a new health club, it definitely was talking about baseball. It did give me a telephone number, but it's not about a sporting goods store because I know it's a baseball game that's happening. So I'm going to choose this. All right. I'm not going to go through any more reading comprehension with you. If you want to look through some more questions, you can always click through this link to National Spanish exams in the past, and you can look at those. We're level 1. I'm going to go through a few listening comprehension ones with you. So this is going to be the test we're taking on Friday, by the way. On Thursday, it's grammar. On Friday, it's reading and listening comprehension. Okay, so let's say we get to our listening comprehension. Again, we're going to read the question first before we click this button. So you are at your locker and hear this conversation between Roberto, who has a locker near you, and a girl. And read the question first. What does the girl want to find out about Roberto? It probably also is helpful to read your options to think, how would I say this in Spanish, and to listen for that. So where he's going, who his teacher is. We know teacher is maestro. Is he in a hurry to get to clase? What type of teacher, Father Ramirez, or if he has a test, we know that's an examen. Right, so let's listen.
Hola, Roberto. ¿A dónde vas?
Tengo prisa. Voy a la clase de matemáticas en 10 minutos.
¿Quién es tu profesor?
El padre Romero. Es un profesor excelente, pero la clase es difícil y hoy tenemos un examen.
Buena suerte.
Gracias.
Okay, so definitely if you don't get it the first time, I recommend listening to it multiple times. But the point of the question is, what does the girl want to find out from Roberto? So we have to think, what is the girl asking Roberto?
Hola, Roberto. ¿A dónde vas?
So we know a donde vas, right? Donde means where, a donde would be to where. Vas is the to conjugation of ir, which means to go. So it's to where are you going? A donde vas?
Tengo prisa. Voy a la clase de matemáticas en 10 minutos.
¿Quién es tu profesor?
¿Quién es tu profesor? So profesor sounds like professor. That's another way to say teacher. And quién means who. Another reason why we need to study our interrogative words. ¿Quién es tu profesor? Who is your professor? So he wants to find out where is he going, a donde vas, and who his teacher is. ¿Quién es tu profesor? All right. Let's look at number 21. Two of your classmates are talking about Miguel, the new student. So where's Miguel's mother from? So we think Miguel's mother is la madre de Miguel. La madre de Miguel. And we know to ask where you're from is de donde eres. So let's listen.
¿Cómo se llama el chico de la camisa roja?
Se llama Miguel. Es un nuevo estudiante.
¿Es de aquí? ¿De los Estados Unidos?
No, es de Chile, pero vive aquí ahora.
¿Y sus padres?
Su madre es de la Argentina y su padre es del Uruguay.
Okay, so you'll notice that every single one of these options were actually mentioned in the audio. So you really have to listen for who they're talking about. At first they were saying, is he from the United States? No, he's from Chile. And then they talked about sus padres. Sus padres are his parents. And then they said his mother, madre, is de Argentina. Argentina, so we'd click that. All right, what about 23? You hear two students talking about how they get to school. Let's listen to this. But we have to think, how does the speaker get to school when the weather is nice? So how would we say it's nice weather? This is why you got to study your Lección Preliminar Quizlet that I linked for you guys yesterday. Hace buen tiempo. Hace buen tiempo. Okay, it's good weather. So, hace buen tiempo, how does he get to school?
¿Cómo vas al colegio?
Cuando hace buen tiempo, voy en bicicleta.
¿Y si no hace buen tiempo?
That's all we need to listen to, right? He said, cuando hace buen tiempo, voy en bicicleta. So when it's good weather, he goes on bike. Now, if you listen more, then it would tell you when it's not good weather, I go on bus. Okay, so these are your distractors, but you have to really listen for when the weather is nice. Again, read the question, think about what it is in Spanish, and be listening for that when you click this escuche. Last one we're going to go over, chicos, is 25. Carolina is an exchange student from U.S. and has written a following email to her family in Quito, Ecuador. Her mother's reading the email aloud to the family. Which of the following statements reflects the information Carolina wrote to her family? So let's go ahead and, again, pick out some words that we know and that we can be listening to. So we know garden is jardín and read is leer. We know favorite is favorito, room is cuarto, and dining room we learned is comedor. Breakfast is desayuno and eat is comer. They eat is comen. And her house is casa and has 3 bedrooms, tres cuartos. Now another word for bedroom or room is dormitorio. Dormitorio can be a bedroom or a room. So cuarto and dormitorio are like, how do you say it? Synonyms. That's the word I'm looking for. So let's listen.
Ahora estoy en la casa de mi nueva familia en los Estados Unidos. Ellos tienen una casa bastante grande con 4 dormitorios y 2 baños. Mi recámara está en el segundo piso. El jardín tiene muchos árboles y flores y me encanta estar al aire libre. Mi cuarto favorito es el comedor. Hay muchas ventanas en este cuarto. A toda la familia le encanta comer juntos por la tarde.
Okay, did you catch all that? As we were listening, I was just thinking about what I told you, and I'm going to retract my statement. A dormitorio can be a bedroom, but a cuarto is going to be a room in general. Now you can say cuarto for your bedroom, but you're not going to say dormitorio for a general room. So if we listen again, she's talking about cuartos, but when they say we have cuatro dormitorios, she's saying there's 4 bedrooms. So to summarize that, a dormitorio is a bedroom specifically. Cuarto is more generalized, a room.
Ahora estoy en la casa de mi nueva familia en los Estados Unidos. Ellos tienen una casa bastante grande con 4 dormitorios.
4 dormitorios. So, like I said, dormitorio is a bedroom. So we know that this one is wrong.
Y 2 baños. Mi recámara está en el segundo piso. El jardín tiene muchos árboles y flores y me encanta estar al aire libre.
So she did talk about the jardín, but she didn't say anything about leer. She didn't say anything about reading. So that one's wrong.
Mi cuarto favorito es el comedor.
Mi cuarto favorito, my favorite room, es el comedor. So this one's correct. Her favorite room is the dining room. All right, chicos, that's going to be it for today. If you want to go over some more of those practice questions, feel free to click on this link. If not, your homework is through Spanish Dictionary, and it's just making adjectives plural. Okay, so feel free to use our notes from yesterday. Not making adjectives plural, but also if they're singular, just matching them to the noun they're describing, right? So we're matching them in number and gender. All right, chicos, this video has been long enough. I will see you guys tomorrow at 11:45 a.m. Please make sure to get on and click that link that I'm going to add. Looking forward to seeing you. Adios, chicos, y hasta mañana.